So the radiation has the reality of remote, of tracking and targeting, covert harassment. Yeah. That is 2014 grants. 2014. The mod is up for sale. CovertHarassmentConference.com is the website. Speakers. Be murdered. Re-interview. I'm not sure this will come up. No, I don't think so. Masterpieces of work. Educate yourself to walk. Football.
Special promotion on first transfer. Visit or download the app.
Control mind job submission. Oh, come on. You got bloody paid actors, allegedly. Because in England's gonna have another bloody lockdown. The leaked documents a while ago. Really? I've got to mute this. What is this? I'm going to make this. That again in London football. I'm going to have more alleged things to happen. Let's mute. Let's see. It's all bloody out. You don't think they're going to use this as an excuse? They're all gathering in London. Tomorrow. You don't need to gather in one place, pretending it's having beer. You can watch it on your smartphones or on your TV. And you can have a beer at your home or barbecue as well. Actors. They're chucking beer cans everywhere. It's not social distancing. They're paid to do that. They don't stick to their tables. They're in front of cameras. Mainstream media. Big jars of beer. It's all younger people, age group. It's like student time. This type of girls, young girls, you don't expect at this kind of environments. No, that's two-stage. Absolutely staged. It's not like it was before the lockdown of 2020, when it was all the real fans of football. My leak documents. Oh, gosh. It's not business as usual. Wow. I can't go into specifics of the leak demo, leak documents I've saved for my own use. I've saved it somewhere. Can't remember why I've saved it now. Imperial College of London. Yeah, so the minds of individuals. This nobody knows online because they have to cut you off. You see this screenshot. Yeah, I thought I had it. I could have saved it somewhere else. I just can't remember now. Yeah, they're going to use allegedly anti-lockdowns protests to push for, and also the Euro 21 football matches in England and Scotland, with the population during summer months, and the seaside resorts in England, for example. Details about that. Then this goes on to, this is a Rumble post of a certain well-sourced information. Then they're going to imply the masses put the army in the streets, creating lockdowns of serious draconian measures. There's other people's got this information now. Food shortages 2020, 23, 2023, 24, inflations 24, 25. Whilst we know there'll be reluctance, so they've really done it to me. They blocked and delete all posts for users, restrict access to websites or access to internet. For also any anti-lockdown people, the group leaders already done that, and they may be arrested for inciting hatred. I don't see why. Civil disobedience, civil matter. You're not causing harm or stress. Falls under the statute law, Coronavirus Act 2020. There's a statute law. This is what it could or could not be. Who knows? Just be careful what you're doing online and anything else offline. And could imply, as I said, could. I'm not saying it will, it just could. Parent or guardian who openly states they're not going to have you know what. They could have their child or elderly relative removed from their private home. Copy the proposals titled Combating You Know What Disinformation 2021. and it goes who they sent the memo to. It's 6 pages long. I've got a good screenshot, but I've got actually the actual document. Quite a few people have these. It's all part of the. It's all part of the psychological tactics that they do with the mind control and experimentations of the mind, the transhumanism, simulated reality. Excellent people getting information on alternative platforms. So, they're definitely. I'm not going to go into all these documents this time of night, because I know they're just blocking my network and making sure I don't have my own internet. I thought I had it. Oh, just tired. So basically, they're pushing this agenda again with the football. They keep kicking in the back door all during the night. And you get the perpetrators that the usual BS going on. How are you? This is what they're doing. You're right. I've noticed again the age group and watching the body language of a lot of these people. They don't like before the lockdown in 2020, right? At Croydon Park is around different parts of the UK. They're going to try and plot all this mixing these people, even at these tables. But when they get in park, I bet, I'm just saying, could be that these people are paid to wear a shirt, a certain age group. Just look at the word language, perfect hair, perfect body. What interest in football, really? Or dragged along with the blokes so that we can get paid 20 quid with the day or 100 quid just to go. Look, they've got the phones out. Why do you want to sit around like this with a beer to watch a great big screen where you can watch it on your telly or on your mobile device? So the document I got leaked was someone else leaked it. They claim it's fake, but it said they're going to use the summer and these events as an alleged, or there's going to be another lockdown in England. It's going to have another virus, another this, another that, right? And how do you know these are not linked, with the mind control program? And see the way this guy is, the way he's got his cross his leg. I look for the word language, right? And what kind of bloke, a football fan, man's man type, will be sitting, and then you've got people getting close to each other. So they've got any armbands on them? Does he have an armband to get into that place? And these people are on their phones. This woman looks a bit too stern, just being so staged. The program is sick. My ears are ringing off. You're making a cup of tea in a minute, that's what I'm gonna do. Sounds good. Sound is good. I was actually looking at this website at the Convert Harass conference in Brussels 2014. The late videos. So I can get a video up and then I'm just gonna get something to it. Excuse me. Oh, still going on, isn't it? Information. What's happened since, really? The conference was about bringing a single day event to target individuals around Europe. raised awareness, convert crimes against humanity. In 2021 now, what's changed? That's in Brussels and a hotel at the time. So let's see who's still about them. Speakers. Now this particular I heard of him. Don't have websites, bios. All communications are being scalar waves used in mind control, research, mind control, technology and physics. Scalar waves, widely known type of waves. And it goes, she, bless her heart, bright light on black shadows, man is a mind, not a body. But so she basically first attempt to influence our human behaviour and feelings was attempted in 1874 in the Good Samaritan Hospital in USA when a female patient got electrodes placed into her brain. You hear that? She died after the operation. In Sweden, Dr. Annie inserted electrodes into the skull of a baby boy in Bagning 1946 without the knowledge of the parents in Saskatchewan Children's Hospital in Stockholm. Later his mother told me of the lifelong suffering as an adult as a consequence of this operation. Today microchips are the size of 2mm hair diameter is 50mm micros, I think it's called, are inserted into the general population without their consent. In certain V word, like the you know what, for the V word, for the total control, medical personnel working in the field get information of certain V word content. Then researchers and insiders who will follow up Agenda 21. A depopulation of 85% of the world, the scenario, various means. All medical schools teaches that one is mentally ill if you hear voices in your head. Feel that you are surveyed. And medical schools teach that one, I just said that, often by neighbours, and it claims here, poisoned, beamed microwaves and laser attacks. Feel that your thoughts and dreams are read, produced, reacted to by strangers, and if you experience contact with the energy of a deceased relative, which according to the European values 1984, already 41% Icelanders do not, never do, and medical schools teach the different diagnoses of MK, and the fact that their military technology exists that has been used for over half a century is total secrecy. And military control is listed as a cover-up and ethical research on humans. So the UNGIR, UN Institute for Disablement Research in Geneva, has the year 2002 listed mind control as a weapon of mass destruction alongside with atom bombs. Man is a mind, not a body. When our body consists of 70% water and our brain's 87% water, so energy holds us together. According to Einstein, energy disappears but only changes form. He who controls the mind of men controls the world. As a book, The Ways to Defeat the Secrecy Surrounding the Existence of Mind Control Technology, and the only reason why the mind control technology can be used in people is that it is classified. The governments are perfectly aware of the fact that once individuals know that the government is in possession of technology and that can control the thinking body functions of the individuals, the individuals will demand immediate and bearable ban of those technologies. For that matter, the victim's experimentations with those technologies, the classification of those in the major obstacle on their way to freedom and good health. And once the classification is defeated, they will be able to demand the fabrication and the use of technologies against individuals and reimbursement for the damages it's caused and organised by the technology. So this is a good article to read. For all it is got a lot more bad. Yeah, I couldn't believe 19 or that period of time. I saw one of her articles before and I wasn't 200%. Where was I? Lost the page I was on. Yeah, go back. So when she quoted, and I've seen the videos where she quoted, goes back far, 1800s. Anyway, I can put some record in the background before I get too tired to so just chill out for a moment and I'll be back. I'll put Richard Lighthouse interview, target individuals. I'll play that in the background. Okay.
Or the Air Force Research Lab. And
Richard
that
Lighthouse.
first weapon they
Oops. Played the touch wrong button. Try again. There's the way I'm going to press the wrong button. Gotta find where I was now. To the middle of trying to get something to eat, but I don't feel that hungry. Here you go.
That first weapon they developed that produces a microwave beam. It's a very narrow, just like a laser beam, but it's composed of microwaves. And that weapon is called a Vircator, VIRCATOR. And the patent for it, for those that want to look it up, is U.S. patent number 4345220. Anyone can look this up and see that this weapon is very real. After receiving the patent, Mr. Sullivan assigned that patent to the U.S. Air Force. So we know who provided the funding for this. These weapons, we have actual pictures of them, and these weapons were first launched into orbit as part of President Reagan's Star Wars program. Most people think the Star Wars program had to do with lasers. It actually has to do with microwave beam weapons. So if you've ever accidentally put a piece of metal in your microwave oven, you see it'll start sparking and heating up very quickly. That's essentially what the Star Wars program or Strategic Defense Initiative was designed to do. Space-based weapons that can target the nose cone of a ballistic missile and fry the electronics in the nose cone and basically destroy the navigation system very quickly. And so, unfortunately, those weapons were quickly turned on people on the ground. And the precision pointing is extremely precise. By extremely precise, I mean they can track the same spot right on the top of your head, the tracking system, within less than half of an inch or less than 1 centimeter anywhere in the world. It's extremely accurate. So if it's a ballistic missile they want to track, they can point it at the nose cone, lock onto that target, and fry the electronics internally in a matter of seconds. They can turn down the intensity on this weapon and direct people on the ground, which we have pictures on our website that anyone can view that is proof that these weapons are being used on civilians. Under the Geneva Convention's Rule 7C, intentional targeting of civilians is considered a war crime, and a war crime is punishable by the death penalty. So the reason we bring that out is that individuals such as General John Raymond, who is in charge of the U.S. Space Force, has direct authority and control of these microwave weapons. We want it made clear that we're accusing this man of war crimes. We want him prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Also, the UN Convention Against Torture, which was drafted initially in 1984, was signed by the United States in 1988. Gang stalking that we previously, that's considered psychological torture. That is an international crime. It's a crime against humanity. These are very serious crimes, very serious charges. We do not make them lightly. It's very important that the world knows what is happening and what these weapons are being used for.
Yeah, it's absolutely very important. Okay, I also contact you because I watched your interview about subliminal messages. Please tell us all you know about them.
Well, that's a good question, Chris. The subliminal messaging is a complex subject because most people aren't aware of it. That is why it is subliminal. We've been able to use scientific instruments to measure the frequencies between 450 and 700 megahertz. And we've had a number of different targeted individuals provide us data from their own signal analyzers. So the best way to measure that is with what's called a signal analyzer. There's many of them on the market. And one of the targeting methods that the CIA is using is called voice to skull, or V2K. You'll hear that term a lot. The first statistical analysis that Targeted Justice did back in 2018, we found that approximately 2/3 of the targeted individuals have this very disabling form of targeting called voice to skull. It's basically constant hate-filled messages at the individual, which nobody else can hear. But the V2K is actually discovered by a scientist named Dr. Alan Fry back in the early 60s. So it's frequently called the Fry effect or the microwave auditory effect. There's numerous effects on these technologies. It can use a scalar wave as a carrier wave, and it can penetrate buildings, floors, many floors. If you're experiencing the V2K, you can even get 12 feet underwater swimming pool, and the scalar beam weapon, which is the carrier wave, will actually follow you, track you under the water, and continue to send these hate-filled messages, even underwater. That's one of the reasons we know that this is a scalar wave, because radar waves, ordinary microwaves, X-rays, even X-rays would not penetrate 12 feet of water. So we're absolutely certain that the carrier wave for this is a scalar wave. And scalar waves can be created by the weapon I mentioned earlier, which is the Vercator. So I encourage folks to look that patent up. We've also identified the patent for the voice to skull, and that is listed on our homepage. We've got a number of signs and diagrams that are very important for people to understand, and it allows you to digest much of the technology that's going on by just looking at these diagrams. We've got on our homepage a diagram that we refer to as the satellite diagram, and it shows, let me pull that up real quick. It shows a number of, it shows basically what we call the four-step process of how the tracking and targeting works. So step one is a Lockheed GPS satellite. The Lockheed manufactures these satellites in Littleton, Colorado, just outside of Denver. These are very sophisticated satellites that have very high-speed computer processors in them. They can track millions and millions and millions of people all at the same time. They bounce a tracking signal off the top back part of your head. Everyone in the United States, and it appears to be most of the people in the world are being tracked by these satellites. There's 24 of them in orbit, including 6 spares. So if one of their satellites gets knocked out, or goes dead for whatever reason, they can very quickly move another satellite in to take its place. The coordinates that tracking satellite gets are relayed through a sophisticated system of tracking and relay satellites back to Schriever Air Force Base. That's where the supercomputer is that does all the analysis and can identify anyone anywhere in the world within a second. And Schriever Air Force Base uses that to direct attacks via cell towers and also satellites frequently. So they can communicate, Schriever Air Force Base can communicate directly with cell towers anywhere in the world. This is an amazing, complex set of technology that was put together over many, many years. This has been going on for decades. And members of the military, top secret